Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell, author of 22 books, Marine Corps veteran, founder of the Second Amendment March, proud father of 7, grandfather to 20 and counting, and as a special bonus, I'm also madly in love with my own wife. My priorities in life are God, family, and country, in that order, and I hereby promise to never compromise in my convictions. I may go broke, but I'll never go woke. And joining me today is Brady Schickinger, the Executive Director of Michigan Coalition for Responsible Gun Owners. Brady, welcome back to the Home Defense Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Brady, why don't you start out, just give us like a 30-second infomercial about MCRGO.
Sure. MCRGO is the largest statewide gun organization in Michigan. It's one of the largest in the country. We are the state affiliate for the NRA in Michigan, so the official state affiliate for the NRA as of last year. We are a training agency, a CPL training agency, along with NRA and USCCA, and we have been active now for 30 years. We have our 30th anniversary this year.
Oh, wow. So how long have you been with them in some capacity during that 30 years?
So I became an MCRGO member, I think in 2006 when I was a legislative staffer. That's back when I was working with you to put on those CPL classes for legislators.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been a staffer now with MCRGO since 2011 and the executive director since 2012.
Awesome. All right. You sound busy to me.
So, yep, it's been a busy winter. We've had a lot of gun bills moving in the house. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, there is one here. Let me just tell you the story here, Brady. A couple of days ago, I'm in my truck, I'm driving along, and I'm listening to Wood Radio, and they come on, and the way the news media does it, they'll give you this like teaser line that says something like, constitutional carry to become the law of the state, right? And I thought, well, hold it. I didn't know that. and I usually have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Give us the scoop here. What is going on with constitutional carry in the state of Michigan?
Sure. First, I got to laugh at that. We are in the era right now of exaggerated headlines and pictures and stuff in the media. The media depends on the web clicks. So they have to make everything as dramatic as possible. And I think we probably all recognize it. But yeah, this past week, legislation was introduced in the Michigan House of Representatives to provide for permitless concealed carry, popularly referred to as constitutional carry. Michigan already has constitutional carry in the form of permitless open carry, but that's heavily restricted by state law. This legislation would strike many of those restrictions and also apply the permitless aspect to concealed carry.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, right now it's a bill in the House, correct?
And in the Senate.
Oh, and in the Senate. Okay.
Yep. So permitless concealed carry in Michigan is not new. We've had bills introduced now going on for the past 10 years. We testified in support of similar bills in the Michigan House 5 years ago. It's also, not, like I said, not the first time in the session. Senate Republicans introduced permitless concealed carry legislation in June of 2025. So, yeah, now we have it in both chambers.
Yeah. Well, short story here. Years back, probably the last time, this was in the news where we were trying to get it passed, it was announced that there was a, permitless carry bill in the House, or it had passed the House or something like that, but it never made it into law. But every time this happens, after the fact, I'll have a couple of people email me or just tell me in passing that, oh, I don't need a permit anymore. I can just carry, wherever and whenever I want, and I don't need a CPL anymore. And I have to be the one to inform them that, well, you could do that, but it would be a felony. What do you say to people who don't know enough about the civics to know the difference between a bill and a law?
Right. Yeah. So the way the process works, a bill's introduced, it goes to the committee in the chamber it was introduced in. So in this case, that would be House Judiciary Committee. It has a hearing. They come back in a later week and vote on it out of committee. Then it goes to the full House floor. Then the whole House votes on it, and then it goes to the Senate. And that same process is repeated there before it goes to the governor. And legislative Republicans in both the House and the Senate understand it's extremely unlikely that permitless concealed carry will become law this session. So we need to be open, upfront, and honest about that right now. Democrats still control the state Senate. Whitmer is still our governor. And, I keep calling her Granholm after 8 years, and I have to make sure I say the same name. Yeah, Whitmer is still our governor. So, it's unlikely that this is going to pass this session. Nobody that is considering taking a CPL class from you or any other instructor should decide to wait right now until this becomes law, because we're looking at still probably a multi-year process and before this gets passed in Michigan.
I talk to a lot of people. I'll talk to other instructors. I'll talk to just, Johnny Cupcake on the street. And it's like people are all over the board on this. I mean, I was talking to a guy yesterday, a fellow instructor, and he says, "Oh yeah, it's going to pass." And this session, and I just said, well, I told him the same thing that you've just told us, because we share the same opinion on that. And he was really surprised, and I didn't quite understand, why would you be so surprised if you know Whitmer at all, and you know the Democrats that we have right now, that shouldn't be a surprise to you. But what about the future? Say the next session after that.
So yeah, it's really going to come down to next session is going to come down to these midterm elections. You take you back to 22, 4 years ago, the last time we had midterm elections, we had 120,000 gun owners who didn't show up to the polls, which is the reason that we ended up with a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and Whitmer and her another 4 years as governor. If we have that same thing happen again this November in 2026, we're going to have a situation develop in Michigan similar to where Virginia and Wisconsin are right now, where they're facing down a lot of anti-gun bills, far more extreme even than what legislative Democrats passed in 2023 and 2024. So, gun owners need to get out and vote in November this year to make it look like they did 2 years ago in 2024 when they reelected Trump and carried Michigan for Trump, rather than what happened in 2022.
Yeah, so are there any pro-gun Democrats in Michigan right now?
We have a few, and there's at least three in the House that have been voting with Republicans on some of the gun bills that have passed the House this winter, but they're less controversial bills. They're things like allowing you to apply for your CPL in any county rather than the county that you live in. An administrative bill that makes it easier for error corrections when you apply for your CPL. Whether they'd vote for constitutional carry, that's doubtful. Whether we could even get all Republicans to vote for constitutional carry, that's doubtful as well. We're going to need a solid majority in both the House and the Senate to get this through, and a governor that's willing to sign it.
Yeah. Well, there are even some instructors that are against this, and I think there were last time as well. Y- You know, I'm an instructor, and I'm also a Second Amendment advocate, and so for me, it's like, hey, this is about freedom. This is about what the Constitution really says, the Bill of Rights. It's about the Second Amendment. And so you have to be for something like this if you're going to believe in the Bill of Rights and the Second Amendment. Um, at the same time, it's like you have to, if you're going to carry a gun every day or even occasionally, you have to know all the safety rules. You have to know the rules of engagement. You have to know all the laws, and you have to be responsible about it. And I think some instructors look at that and go, well, if you don't mandate the training, then no one will get the training. What is your response to that, Brady?
Yeah, well, let me deal with the first thing you said first. As a firearms training organization, as a firearms instructor yourself, the question comes up, what role do we play? What perspective do we take? And for groups dedicated to responsible gun ownership and education, like MCRGO, like you, supporting permitless concealed carry is entirely consistent with promoting safety and training. Constitutional rights should not depend on a government-issued permit. Yet, like you said, education and skill remain essential parts of responsible gun ownership. And Michigan isn't going into this as the first state. 29 states have already passed constitutional carry. And every time that has come up in a state, the instructors in that state have been asking the same question, what role does training play? And training remains essential. Even without a legal mandate, people will still seek professional instruction for safety, skill, confidence, and permitless carry increases interest in voluntary training. That's what we've found in other states.
Yeah. What, as far as other states go, 29 other states who have passed permitless carry, have their crime rates spiked? Have their, accidental shootings spiked, because of lack of training? What's happened in regards to that?
Yeah, unfortunately, they've gone before us. Other states have shown this model works. Indiana and Ohio, for example, our neighbors to the south, both have adopted permitless concealed carry while maintaining robust firearms training communities and strong cultures of responsible gun ownership and no increase in crime. So, we're hearing right now the blood in the streets argument, the same argument that we heard 25 years ago when we were fighting for to pass shall issue concealed carry. Back then, people were saying, well, we only have 20,000 CPL holders in the state. They're our most responsible citizens. If we expand that, beyond those people with just an 8-hour class, there's going to be a lot of anger related shootings. People, literally use the term blood in the streets. I think that was actually came from Granholm, who was the Wayne County prosecutor back at the time. And what we found over the past 25 years in Michigan is no. In fact, our crime rate has gone down in the state. Crime is down significantly than where it was a quarter century ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking with some other instructors about this just a few days ago, and they had reservations about it. So we even need to be talking to our fellow gun owners about this as well. But I guess, Brady, in my mind, you have to look at the track record. And like you said, 29 other states already have this. There hasn't been a significant impact. And we've been through this before, way back in, 2000 and prior, when, Senator Alan Cropsey, and was trying to get, the original shall issue concealed carry law passed. It was the same thing. There's going to be blood in the streets. Every time a cop pulls someone over, there's going to be a shootout. And but that's wasn't the case with other states. And it's kind of insulting. It's like, okay, nothing bad has happened with all these other 29 states, but the citizens of Michigan are so irresponsible and so stupid that it's going to be different for us. I find that offensive.
Yeah. And, we see this all the time with legislation when it comes up in Michigan. A lot of people in Lansing seem to have this mentality that they exist in a vacuum, that Michigan is out there by itself. We're not. We're a state in a country with 50 other states that are all dealing with the same policy issues. And this one has been dealt with in the majority of other states now, going back well over a decade.
Yeah.
People are asking the question, what happens when I want to travel out of state, particularly to a state that doesn't have permitless concealed carry? And the thing we have to remind people is concealed pistol licenses are not going away. Michigan would continue to have concealed pistol licenses. You would still need to take a class to get a concealed pistol license. And a lot of people are going to want to keep their concealed pistol license, or if they don't have one yet, and get them. And that is because a concealed pistol license provides benefits beyond what permitless concealed carry would have. Two examples of that would be you would need a CPL to obtain reciprocity in states that do not have permitless concealed carry. So say you're traveling out east, or you're traveling to Arizona and you want to drive through states that don't have permitless concealed carry yet. you're going to need a CPL for that. And having a CPL also makes pistol transfers easier, especially between private parties. So there will continue to be benefits to having a CPL, and CPLs will continue to exist, and the training to get a CPL will continue to exist.
Brady, what is MCRGO's position on national constitutional carry?
So I know a bill just went in today. I just saw the headlines. I haven't had a chance to read the details yet because I was preparing for this interview. Policy-wise, we support it. Of course, you get 10th Amendment issues, states' rights issues in there. And, anytime I come out and say, MCRGO supports national permitless carry or national reciprocity, we get blowback from, constitutionalists on the 10th Amendment. So we're not officially taking that position. I would have to actually read the legislation first. Our board would have to take a position. But obviously, for its impact on gun owners, we like the idea.
Yeah. Have you found that it's rather difficult to please 100% of the people 100% of the time?
Oh, yeah, impossible. So,
Yeah.
even within our own community, yeah.
Yeah, I know, because we're all so different. I mean, gun owners are a very diverse group.
Right. Yeah. And between you and I, we're focusing on people that primarily focus on guns for defensive purposes, self-defense. But the gun community is far wider than us. So it's target shooters, it's hunters, it's collectors. It goes well beyond just people who carry and own guns for self-defense.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Brady, thank you for your information. Before you go, will you please tell people how they can learn more about MCRGO?
Yep, you can go to our website, mcrgo.org. At the bottom of the homepage on a website is the link to sign up for our free Monday e-news. We have all the legislative updates in there. This coming Monday, there will be a lengthy article about permitless concealed carry, listing bullet points, some of which I went over today, on why we support it as an organization. And if you're on the fence of it, why you might want to take another look at it to support these bills that have just been introduced. So again, that website is mcrgo.org.
Fantastic. All right. And if you're out there thinking that constitutional carry has already passed, please don't commit felonies, okay? Get educated. Go to mcrgo.org. All right, Brady, thank you very much for being on the Home Defense Show today.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that about wraps it up for this week's show. I've had a good time, and I hope you have too. Please don't forget to thank our sponsors, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range at centershotgunrange.com, shootingclasses.com to help you find the right trainer for your needs, and the United States Concealed Carry Association. For all your self-defense needs, go to uscca.com. All right, I've written 20 plus books, and they're all available on Amazon.com in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This week, check out my book, Blood in the Streets, Concealed Carry and the OK Corral. I think you'll like it. And also check out the Home Defense Show videos on rumble.com. And if you want training from me in person, then check out Midwest Tactical Training at shootingclasses.com. Please join us again next week for all your home defense needs. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best.
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle!
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At Center Shot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. Center Shot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
Attention business owners. Are you leaving your website open to security issues and hacking due to a lack of maintenance or overseas outsourcing? Don't let that happen to your business.
Choose experienced U.S.-based website developers that can customize your website to fit your specific needs. Appletree MediaWorks has been growing businesses online since 2009. With over 80 years of combined experience, their team conducts constant research and development to keep up with ever-changing online threats. Your website deserves the best protection available. Call Appletree MediaWorks today at 877-977-1364 to keep your website secure and grow your business online. Or visit appletree.media.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.